What's happening, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another installment of Five Things. Five Things with B.
Is de behoefte aan het niet
All right, so hell yeah. Thank you guys for joining us again for Five Things with B. You're going to see probably later on this week, you're going to see the Five Things with C. So anyways, yeah, we need to rename this so some way, shape, or form so y'all not getting mixed up. But nevertheless, Five Things with B, here they are. And basically what we're going to do this week, we're going to do BAM. Most underrated bands. In my opinion, of course. So, without further ado, we're going to get into the first one that I found was the most underrated. I love everything that these guys have to put out. These guys have always been amazing. Everything that they put out just kind of faded away, really. I don't know. So, my number 5 pick would be none other than Help Me Jesus, Clean My Wounds, Corrosion of Conformity. So, man, I heard these guys in, late 90s, early 2000s, and, dude, I could not get over the soulful riffs. I couldn't get over just everything about it. It was just power hungry, and it just lifted me up, dude. So, Albatross, Deliverance, the whole album of Deliverance was awesome. King Nothing, and was it King Nothing? Yeah, one of those songs. Anyways, oh damn! I honestly thought that nobody gave these guys enough credit. I mean, I didn't see enough of them. Every time that there was an album out, I was literally one of the last to hear about it, and I had my ear to the floor listening. So that was my number 5 pick. Love these guys to death. Will forever, always love Corrosion of Conformity. Now my number four was kind of a mix between two classic bands. Well, not classic. Well, yeah, I guess classic. 1970s bands that I grew up with, and just I thought that they were overshadowed with the likes of, Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd and stuff like that. I thoroughly enjoyed these bands' music more than I enjoyed Led Zeppelin. I'm going to say it. I don't care. I enjoyed these bands more than I enjoyed the Beatles. I said that too. So anyways, my first number 4 pick is going to be the band Boston. Yeah, Boston had those, those shredding riffs, and the lead singer was his high pitched, singing and everything. Even to this day, I still if I'm in a mood, I will put on some Boston. There's another band that I will definitely put on too, immediately right after in my Spotify playlist. And that's my second number 4. Kansas. Carry On Wayward Son. Holy shit. that song right there was dedicated to me whenever I was growing up by my mom, and it's kind of stuck with me ever since. So that song has always got a place in my heart. Just the same as Boston has a place in my heart for the same reason. Mom turned me onto them. I turned them, those bands on to my sons, and now my son Eric is 18 years old, and he is a huge Boston fan as well. There's a couple other bands that he likes too that I definitely will probably touch bases on some of my future 5 things with B. So, going through the countdown, number 3, I was also at a stalemate, so I was just like, do I pick this band or do I pick this band? A lot of people are going to look at this and they're going to say, aren't they the same band? No, they're not the same band because they have different band members, I guess. I mean, I thought that these bands right here kind of slipped through the cracks as well. One of them actually having a huge hit with Ozzy Osbourne, and another one having a huge hit in a blockbuster movie known as Fast and the Furious. So my number 3 is Dope. Die Motherfucker, Die Motherfucker, Die. Yes, I listen to that song all the time. Love it to death. Will overplay it until the day I die, motherfucker, die, motherfucker, die. So, yeah, my second choice, and I'm just going to get right into it because, both of these bands, they didn't get enough press either. They were kind of overshadowed by the likes of Korn and Limp Bizkit and Linkin Park and stuff like that. So these kind of just faded off into the blue a little bit. They struggled to stick around for the new metal stuff that was going on in the early 2000s, but for the most part, not enough coverage in my opinion. I would still love to see both of these bands play. I would love to see them live. If they ever got back together. I do believe that I read somewhere that Coal Chamber was no longer together. They had that song Loco, and they also did Shock the Monkey with Ozzy Osbourne, which was a Peter Gabriel cover, by the way. So yeah, Coal Chamber was picked up by Sharon Osbourne and was their manager for a short while. So yeah, definitely didn't get enough. They just didn't get enough. So my number 2 is a band that's kind of obscure in every aspect of the word obscure. I found these guys completely and totally by accident. I was looking for one band and I got another band. So whenever I found this other band, it was on YouTube, probably in the early, mid 2000s, mid 2000, almost 2010s area. But whenever I found them, I couldn't stop playing them. And I went into the rest of their catalog, and I went into the rest of their their repertoire, and I kept looking for them to see when they were going to be touring close by next, and I never saw them. And the 2 times that they've been in Florida that I know about, I missed them both times, and it really frustrated me because that's a band that I really, really want to see. So my number 2 pick is none other than Mastodon. Man, those guys just, you don't know what's coming next. So it's like you've got one really hard song, and then you got one really melodic song, and then you've got another hard song, then you got a melodic, then hard song. So I really think that there should have been a lot more for these guys as well. And I know that they've been around for a long time, but it's like you hear bands like Slayer and Slipknot and Sepultura and Megadeth and Metallica and stuff like that, but you don't hear often enough bands, Mastodon, or you don't hear, Dope or Cold Chamber or, Corrosion and Conformity and stuff like that, and they're always overshadowed with like somebody that's more popular, more mainstream. I guess what I'm trying to say. So, which and I dig that in a sense because they're staying true to what they set out to do, which was play badass music. So, Mastodon is my number 2. My number 1, I'm going to go ahead and prelude this that it's my number 1. I mean, there are other people out there that are going to be like, what are you talking about? This band is all over the world, and I don't hear enough of them, though. I didn't hear about this particular band until 2012 when a coworker of mine was like, oh, well, if you like this band, you might want to try this band. And I listened to them, and I'm like, holy shit, where has this band been all my life? This is actually the piece of the puzzle that I've been missing. So it's like anytime this particular band comes out with new material, I'm all over it. I've subscribed to their YouTube channel. I've subscribed to their Facebook page. I've subscribed to everything that I can. And I turned on all the notifications, so as soon as they post something new, I'm the first one to hear about it because I'm tired of, them being, in the background of obscurity. So my number one pick for Fabulous Bees, 5 Things with B, Opeth. Man, just every single song. Okay, you know what? People call it dad rock because it's progressive metal. But you know what? I don't give a damn. Because, the heavy vocals, the melodic vocals, the tones of the guitars, the drums, the beats, the bass, everything that goes into making songs by this band, by Opeth, is just like, wow. Completely and totally blows me away. Which reminds me, there's a couple local bands that are the same exact way that I think. I really do think that they are on the same wavelength. There's a couple, local bands that, we're going to be doing a, 5 Things with B local show pretty soon. That one's in the works probably for next week. But, yeah, I mean, it's going to be, I'm not even going to spoil it because I've got my 5 picks of the local bands. Chris has his 5 picks of the local bands. And I'm going to come out and say it right now. Okay, he wanted to go ahead and give me a little bit of a jab for liking Linkin Park and then goes ahead and throws out Limp Bizkit. Come on, man. Who's closer to Nickelback, Limp Bizkit or Linkin Park? I'm going to definitely put my money on Limp Bizkit. So anyways, there's my little jab back at you, tripod. But anyways, that was this week's 5 Things with B. I hope you all liked it. Tune in every week to see what else we got going for you. Tomorrow night from 9 to 10. I keep saying 8 to 10, but it's 9 to 10. From 9 to 10 on Florida Metal Radio, you're going to go ahead and tune in, and you're going to see the one, the only Mecha Kyoto from Mechanism. We're going to talk to her, and we're going to find out what's new going on with her, what's going on with any upcoming new music that may be coming, along, and what's going on in her life in general. So, everybody, thanks for tuning in to 5 Things with B, and we will see you next week.